Hi guys, and welcome to Gauge Reviews and to this unusual top 10. So this is not actually worst movies of 2015 for me, because there are not, you can say there are not such a bad movies for me to be like, oh my god, I'm going to make like a top 10 about the movies that I super hated, because they're not a movie that I super hate in 2015. There are movies that I like less than the ones in top 10 the best movies. So from 10 to 1, 10 being the best out of the bunch and 1 being the worst movie. So it basically like this, the number 1 is really worst, but the previous are the best, a little bit less best, at the same time they all are a lot worse, than my top 10 best movies of 2015. So this is a worst list, but it's not like, the other reviewers that are just like, oh boy, this movie was terrible, this movie was terrible. Not exactly. Only like the first picks are on that level. So, let's begin. Number 10. Vacation. So this was the comedy with Christina Applegate that is supposed to bring back that Vacation franchise that I never saw. I tried to watch the first movie. It was so boring as hell. Sorry, I couldn't stand it. Chevy Chase talking to his wife, I can't. But this movie, it was actually funny for me. I liked Chris Hemsworth, although he wasn't that much in the movie, but every scene with him was great. Every scene with Christina Applegate was great. I liked everything about this movie. And especially the car. It's so funny. That car is the funniest car. And I like this kind of humor, so I had a ton of fun with this movie. Number 9. Hot Pursuit. Another comedy that I did enjoy, and it wasn't like funny enough, but it was great time, like easy time. I liked Sofia Vergara, I liked Reese Witherspoon and their chemistry together, so yeah. Number 8. Okay, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. This is actually in the list and it's number 8, but I haven't watched it yet. Oh boy, before you get crazy now. It's in the list because I was so disappointed from the previous part, which was like, it was supposed to be a part of this part, but they decided to separate it into 2 movies, which was super ridiculous for the story, because the second movie was actually super great, packed with action, it was awesome. And that last movie, Mockingjay Part 1, was boring as hell, pathetic, and just, it was sad, Katniss looked at the camera, it was dreadful to watch, and Peeta this, Peeta that, Peeta, how is Peeta? Please, damn it, you have a hunk of burning love next to you, in the face of Liam Hemsworth, grab that and forget about Peeta, or at least like save his ass. And boy, I just can't get it. So this movie is in the list because I was so turned off by the previous that I didn't want to watch it on the big screen, and I'm just going to wait to be released on Blu-ray, watch and then review it, maybe, because it's so not worth it. I spent my money for nothing in the previous movie, and I just didn't want to do that again. And I used those money to watch Star Wars for the second time. So this movie deserves to be here, although I haven't seen it. But for a movie to make me not see it at all, when I was constantly following the previous parts, is not deserving of anything. So it's here, and if I change my opinion, I will let you know. But for now, it stays. Number 7. Mad Max Fury Road. It's number 7, which means it's not the worst, of course, and it's not the worst movie at all. It just, everyone said that it was so great, and I said that it was great too. Yeah, it is great, but it's kind of like, oh boy, it didn't have such an impact on me. I was impressed by some of the shots and scenes, but yeah, mostly it wasn't my movie exactly. I liked it, but it was disgusting to watch, kind of gross actually, and yeah, visually overall, it was sans spectacle, but it's not something that I'm into, and it's not something that can impress me. I liked Furiosa as a character. She was the whole movie actually, because she was more main character than Mad Max is, and that was great. I mean, Mad Max wasn't exactly the focus all the time, because he's kind of like blah 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 ooh oh yeah, and she's like more active, with more personality and everything. So I like this movie. I just don't feel the hype like everyone else are like Mad Max all the time. Mad Max the best movie, yeah. I just don't feel that. So it's just a good movie for me, and that's it. Number 6. James Bond. So James Bond, I usually love James Bond. This was kind of disappointing for me. Overall, it was a very good movie, but just the story with the female character, the love interest of James Bond, it was too unrealistic, too cliche. I'm sick and tired of seeing such young actresses playing with the older guy, and she couldn't stand him, and then 2 seconds later she's already in love with him. They're having sex on a train and all that. Is just too much. In today's, day and age of movies, more and more movies has to make some kind of a sense, and Bond, at least for me, has to evolve and not be so ridiculous, because I can accept the action scenes, over the top action scenes. I love that. I love the spectacle, to see everything, to see the fighting, to see the explosions. I always love to see that. Okay, that's a part of Bond, that's a part of action movies, I love it. But to see such unrealistic relationships, and always with such a young actresses. He did sleep with Monica Bellucci before that, but she was just like a one-time thing, and the young actress was like his girlfriend, and it just starts to annoy you. If I were to give a pass to something like this, I would have to be like, in my teenage years. But for now, I can't give it a pass anymore. I have to see at least more realistic relationship with somebody that is at least age appropriate for once. Number 5. Man from U.N.C.L.E. I didn't get the chance to make a review of this movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just like a normal kind of movie. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. It didn't have a lot of action in it. It didn't have a lot of big, cool scenes in it. But the chemistry between Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill was great. They were both great. They were both, pretty charismatic, interesting, funny. I liked it. I liked the story overall. Although I'm not a fan of that time period, it was just overall a good movie. Number 4. Chappie. So, a lot of people hated on Chappie, but I found some redeeming qualities in it. I mean, I like the movie overall. I can't say anything so bad about it. It didn't have any action, big scenes, something so fun. It was sad all the time, but it had a lot of heart. Chappie even. Amazing representation of artificial intelligence. The most photorealistic effects of a robot that I've ever seen. And just a movie with heart. Number 3. Pan. So now we are closing up. So Pan, I watched it. It was terrible. I liked Pan. I mean the boy, the actor that plays him. He's also on Supergirl, by the way. He's a little bit more grown up now. He's great. He's a very pretty boy. And not a bad actor. Hugh Jackman was terrible in this movie. Like the worst actor ever. He was bad. Overall the story was bad and it sucked. I was just like looking at my phone to check my messages, and I never do that in the movie. Almost never do that, but this time I did because I was so bored. So Pan. Number 2. Fantastic Four. I knew that this movie will suck because of the way that it looked on the trailers. I had a little bit of hope kinda, but nah. Yeah, also I didn't like anyone of the casting pretty much. No one looked to me like Reed Richards or Sue Storm or Johnny Storm or The Thing. No one looked their part for me. And the movie was terrible. Just, it was really terrible. I was like, boy, this is ridiculous. And Doctor Doom was absolutely over the top, cheesy, ridiculous, having no real reason to behave like he did. Bad. Finally, we reached my top pick. Number 1. If you watch my review, I said that this movie is bad. It is. It's ridiculous. It's cheesy. I don't want to repeat myself. It was even sexist in the way because this movie is supposed to be some kind of a chick flick, but we didn't see almost any male nudity. There was no like frontal nudity. I mean, not that I want to. Some of you mistaken my words for this. I just want things to be fair, so if I'm going to see the main actress naked, he has to be naked as well. He didn't have such a good body, he had hair on it, it was not pleasing to watch, the dialogue was painful, the scenes were terrible, the sex was unrealistic as hell, especially because she was a virgin and all that. It was just a pile of stupidity, ridiculousness, one word, terrible. But I will see the sequel because I just have to see it. But it's terrible. So guys, these are my top 10 not so good movies of 2015. Like I said, some of them I did enjoy, but compared with my top 10 best, they're not that good. Let me know if you have such list of top 10 worst movies or just movies that you liked less. If you have such top 10, you can just post it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time with Gerichi Reviews. Best games for the best prizes on g2a.com and cdkeys.com. If you'd like to subscribe, you can click the button to the right, and you can also check out my gaming channel, Gerichi Gaming.